Dear students, today we will learn about truncation errors that could come in floating point numbers. In the last module, we have successfully learned about how to store a fractional number using floating point notation. And today we will learn about different examples that there could be a chance that there is a truncation error, and then how to avoid that truncation error. So let's see an example. So we want to store 2 whole and 5 by 8 as a fractional number. So if we translate it, we will get 10.101. And in our example where we had only mantissa for 4 digits, so we can store 1010, but this one cannot be stored in the mantissa, as we will be starting from the left side. So this can be stored, this can be stored, this can be stored, this can be stored, but this one is going outside. So this would be the lost bit. So if such a condition occurs, then we say that this is a truncation error. So our mantissa field is not enough to store the required data. So how to handle such truncation errors? There are different methods. One of the method which is called a primitive method, is very easy method, and that says that you use more bits. So today's computer normally use 32 bits rather than 8 bits. So in this scenario, the today's computer might not have such a truncation error at a very first glance as we had encountered. However, there could be a chance that still a truncation error occurs. In such situation, we have learned when the truncation error occur in the whole numbers as well using 2's complement, that we should try to convert the units. So for example, changing or measuring something in kilometers than meter, so it would reduce the chance of truncation. And then there is a mathematical field called numerical analysis, which is hardly working to solve such problems. Let's suppose and let's have a very interesting example here that would tell you that there is another method to avoid truncation error by intelligent processing of our queries. So for example, we want to add 2 whole 1 by 2. So this minus is not anything, it is 2 whole and 1 by 2, then 1 by 8, and then 1 by 8. So if we add 2 whole 1 by 2 into 1 by 8, it forms 2 5 by 8. And we have learned in the previous example, we cannot store 2 5 by 8. So actually we will remain with something that is 1010, because this one will be lost. So if 10.10 would be stored, that will remain 2 whole 1 by 2. So this means whatever we wanted to add into 1 by 8, that addition has not been taken place, and we are left with the same number 2 whole 1 by 2, and this 1 by 8 has been truncated. So let's try to solve it in another way. Let's add first this 1 by 2, 1 by 8 and 1 by 8, and then add this the answer to the 2 whole 1 by 2. Let's do it. So if we add 1 by 8 to 1 by 8, then we will have 1 by 4. So that 1 by 4 means that we are having a bit pattern of 0.01, and that can be stored, of course, and the pattern would be 00111 001. So this 01 would be 1000. This would be the mantissa, and as we need to move this decimal point, so we have stored 011 in the exponent as already explained, and as it's a positive number, so we are storing 0 in the sign bit. So now if we add 2 whole 1 by 2 to this number, what we have achieved as 1 by 4, now we are able to store it in the form of 2 whole and 3 by 4. So this number 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So this is a right number that has actually added to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 accurately. So this means the order is important. So if we have multiple fractions to be added, so we should try to add the smaller fractions first, and then that answer could be sufficient enough to be added and accepted by the larger quantity. So then we will have the right answer. So if we summarize today's module, we have discussed truncation errors that could happen in floating point notation, and we have learned two methods. One is the primitive and easy methods, and the other is the intelligent processing of queries.